my name's Ruby and I'm a worker here at the Larder. The Larder stands for Lancashire and Region Dietary Education Resource. We are a social enterprise and small worker cooperative in the heart of Preston. It's a wonderful thing to set up a cooperative because everybody involved has a fair share of what's going on. There's no hierarchy, nobody's earning more than anybody else, nobody's got more responsibility than everybody else. It's a fair share, you all opt into it and we all benefit from it. It keeps focus on the community aspect, I think, because you're all having to work as a community within that cooperative as well. One of our main taglines for the work of the Larder is food fairness for all. So that means that we're looking at not only championing and supporting local producers and retailers of food, but also ensuring that local people have access to that without them facing some of the barriers that might be experienced through food poverty. And here's where the magic happens. So this is our kitchen. We prepare a lot of meals for people in the community at the minute because it's the summer holidays. We are producing meals for a place called the Foxton Centre, who run projects for children that are eligible for free school meals and might be facing food poverty. So Helen's in our kitchen at the minute and she's cooking meals for them. One of the main ones we do is a project called Kids in the Kitchen, which runs during school holidays. And what we do is provide families with a week's worth of recipes that are all very nutritionally balanced. And we give them vouchers to get all the ingredients they need to make those recipes for free. But those vouchers can only be redeemed at Preston Market from producers of local retailers. It's all local food. It's giving them extra business, but it's also giving local people access to that wonderful local nutritious food as well. And we also ran a big project last year called Cooking for Our Community. During the lockdown, what we did is we provided families in Preston that registered with a box of ingredients that were all locally produced, and they had all the information about where everything came from. And we had a massive community cook-along where we fed over 1,000 people, a hot pot dish, and within that they were obviously delivered for free all these ingredients to their doorstep. So it kind of highlighted a community sense and got people involved in feeling like they were together even though we were all separated by lockdown. So they're just two examples of some of the things we do. We run projects all year that benefit the community, trying to highlight issues around food poverty and attempting to address it, but also at the same time incorporating local produce into that. We believe that everybody should have food fairness, but that suppliers and producers shouldn't bear the cost of that. Everything we put out, we get from local producers and suppliers. So that means that everything is grown in the northwest region, and that's really important to us from a sustainable point of view because it's reducing our carbon footprint, which is obviously really important to the climate. But also it's about keeping focus on local businesses and championing them and keeping that money that is spent on things like food within the area, so it's benefiting local producers, local retailers, as well as championing absolutely fantastic and delicious local produce as well. So everybody kind of benefits from that. We've recognised that post-pandemic there's kind of a shift of focus to a lot of things, and one of the things that we're hoping to do is set the Larder up as a retail shop for local produce. So that means that if any people are interested in buying local produce but can't get access to it, we would be a hub for that, and also that benefits producers that might not have a normal shop front, so they've got extra custom. On top of that, we are looking at setting up what we call an open food network, which is a global movement, but it means that people can order produce online from local suppliers that opt in, and they can pick it up from here as well. So it's almost like a depot for local produce as well, which means that we don't have any risk of waste if we buy in produce that's not sold. Alongside all of our wonderful food projects, the Larder, since the pandemic, has now become a community hub space, which means that community groups can come and hire the space free of charge. This space is where we have a lot of our community groups come in and meet. In fact, you'll see on the sides we've got lots of big bags of wool down there because tomorrow we have our knitting cafe group in. They'll be in tomorrow morning knitting up a storm. We have a British Sign Language group that come in. We have a group of mental health carers support groups coming in. We also do an awful lot of art and the community related projects as well. We have exhibitions on in our windows and also on our walls continuously, and we have sort of days where people can come and view the gallery and have a cup of coffee and so on. In the windows there's an exhibition of a project that went on Preston Flag Market just around the corner from us last weekend, so we like to kind of keep the focus on other community events as well. It's not just about what we're doing, but we're happy to highlight and profile everything that's going on that benefits the community. People in the community do want to get involved. People like an opportunity to express their kindness and get involved in a community project if they are given the opportunity to be able to give back. We found that we just couldn't function without the help of our volunteers and everybody that gets involved. It's that team effort, that collective effort that makes things happen. A cross-section of people's ideas and knowledge and experience is really what makes us tick over. And while we've got one sort of central ethos and project in mind, we learn so much from the different people that come together and collaborate and help keep the Larder vision going and evolving and adapting to the needs of the community. Through offering kind of voluntary work and opportunities to get into employment from what we do as well, we open our doors out to a cross-section of people in the community. So there's access for people that might not otherwise be given opportunities. We welcome them in because they've usually got something very valuable to offer, and they can relate to a lot of the issues that we might be trying to address and focus with the people that we're trying to reach as well. It's not somebody you could put a job advert out for. It's not a specification. You can't say, you know, you can't fabricate it. They come and they're authentic, and what they offer is wonderful. And it's lovely to be able to open out the work that we do to invite, you know, all people within the local community to take part. People really need this opportunity, especially in the recent climate, to feel like they are part of something and can contribute and support something that they see to be worthwhile. I joined the cooperative at Larder because it matters very much to me to be part of working for a structure that I believe in personally, where I can physically see that everything's fair and shared, and what they say the common goal is actually is the common goal. It's not for the purposes of a hashtag. People are getting poorer, richer people are getting richer, and I just don't believe in that at all. I'm heartily against it. There has to be an alternative, and this is the alternative. It is sharing everything fairly and equally. My advice for people, or our advice for people that want to set up a cooperative, is to speak to other cooperatives. So you're doing that anyway. You've come down, had a chat with us. Definitely speak to people across the country that are doing similar things and pick their brains and get as much information as you can. And involve people in the community. That's the main thing. Talk to people in the local area about what you're trying to do, but not only tell them about what you plan to do, but speak to them about what they think is needed in the area as well, if they feel like it's something that they care about and they're going to invest more into that as well. I do believe that the cooperative's website as a whole has lots of resources as well and can point you in directions for places to talk to. And there's lots more information on our Larder website as well, so if you want to check that out, you can. That's at larder.org.uk.